Hey, hello, and welcome to the show. It's me, JP. It's time for another episode of JP's Product Pick of the Week. I am so happy to be here, and I am glad you're joining me. This week's product pick is going like hotcakes. So the first thing I want to do is send you over to the product page. So go there to that QR code or to that URL. Head to the product page. This show is being displayed right inside of there, and you're going to see we've got a 50% off discount on this week's product pick. They're going like hotcakes. I saw it jump from about 100 down to 50 something. So go there right now if you think you want to get them. I don't want you to delay. You don't need a coupon code or anything like that. You just head there and you'll find the discounted price. So first thing I'm going to do is have Lady Ada introduce us to this product pick. So take it away, Lady Ada.
The ESP32-S2 TFT feather. So we basically took a 1.14-inch color TFT display and slapped it onto our feather ESP32-S2 to give you a Wi-Fi microcontroller board based on the ESP32-S2 with native USB, 2 megabytes of PSRAM, 4 megabytes of flash. So it's got a lot of capability, a lot of speed, and it's got this color TFT display. And you can see I also have a little NeoPixel up top and a STEMMA QT port, so you can plug and play I2C, reset and boot button. It's went through a couple different redesigns due to part shortages and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. But you know, if you want something that's just ready to go, it has a display. You can even use the boot button as an input. So you might be able to do even some simple projects that just need like one button and a display and I2C, plug for external sensors or
to the overhead
expanders. I've got USB-C battery input, and you can see here's the STEMMA QT port. You can plug in vertically, so you can have I2C sensors and expanders, reset and boot buttons, color TFT display. It's all feather compatible. Of course, you wouldn't want to plug a feather on top of it, like a feather wing on top of it, but you could use a doubler. On the bottom, we've got an ESP32-S2 mini with 4 megabytes of flash, 2 megabytes of PSRAM, all the passives. For monitoring the battery, there's an LC709-203, and that's a I2C ultra low power battery monitoring that does like voltage and not Coulomb counting, but it like kind of tracks the voltage. You just tell it the capacity of the battery, and it'll automatically tell you the percentage and voltage of the battery, so you can like track percentage and not have to do the math to convert like 3.7 volts to whatever. And there's also a second regulator. The second regulator is used to disable power from the I2C or TFT display, so you can do like ultra low power usage, because I think that could be, more people are trying to use our boards for low power, and I thought I had time with this one because I had to redesign it due to the component shortage. So you can turn off the TFT power and the power to the I2C port and get down to like 80 to 100 microamperes, which is about as low as you can get in deep sleep when using an ESP32-S2, and still have like, the regulator. And then of course in a lighter sleep, like a sleep where you want to resume execution, I think it's about 1 milliamp. So overall pretty full-featured board. This has like the most stuff. It's double-sided, so again, you don't want to put a feather on top. I recommend like a doubler or something with this if you want to add more hardware. But this is also great for a breadboard because overhead. You can use it on a breadboard and have the TFT display, and plug it in, and the height of all the components on the bottom isn't higher than the header spacer. So that's kind of what I recommend it to be used for. But otherwise, it's basically just like a feather ESP32-S2 with a high-speed TFT display. Yeah. And for CircuitPython, it's great because you'll have the rep will show up on the TFT when you plug it in.
All right, yeah, let me go ahead and grab one. I've got one right here. Let's take a look at, oh yes, there it is. Fits so nicely in that box. Let's talk about this. So, product pick of the week this week is the Feather ESP32-S2 TFT. This is a fantastic board. It has, 2 megs of PSRAM and 4 megs of flash on it. You can use it for USB things such as HID stuff and MIDI stuff. It has Wi-Fi. This is not a chip that has Bluetooth. So some of the ESPs do. This one is a Wi-Fi chip. And Limor was talking about plugging it into things, but honestly, it's got everything you need on there for a lot of projects, and then it also has that STEMMA QT breakout to add a sensor or a chain of things to it. So if we take a look, in fact, I'm gonna jump over to our product page for this. If you take a look, first of all, jump on this because it is almost out of stock. I know we had 100 of them to start, and we're down to 9 of them. So grab one if you want to get it. It's half price, which is terrific. You just can't beat that, that price for the amount of microcontroller you're getting right there. It's terrific for all-in-one projects because it's got the display right on there. If you scroll down here, you'll see some stats about it, including this is a 240 megahertz Tensilica processor on here. Some info about the TFT display. This is 240 by 135. Yeah, that's right, 240 by 135. It's a IPS display, so it's got some good angles on it. I'll show you a couple demos running on here in a second. If you scroll down in here, you will get to not only our video happening right inside of here, but also some guides. So we have a main learn guide right here from Kattni, which will tell you all about it, how to get it set up. You can use this with CircuitPython. You can use this with Arduino. There's even some whippersnapper setup info there for doing very easy Internet of Things projects. And then we have a couple of cool projects here. One of them is adding a case to it. So there's a little 3D printable case from the Ruiz brothers. I did a modified version of that. I'll show you in a second. But this case they did allows you to hang it to things, add sensors, even put a battery inside. There's also this ESP hole ad blocker guide that I just came out with, as well as a personal portable web server. And that's the one I have my Wordle game on. So let me show you some of these. Let's jump into a couple of these little demos. So first of all, here's this little case I built for it. You can just snap fit this in. This is just a model I derived based on the Ruiz brothers model. Just removed some features really to make it a little more streamlined for my needs. And I'll go ahead and just plug in USB power to this one. So this one, when it boots up, this is the ESP hole, and if I use the IP address on there, 1.133 as my DNS server, then I can have ad blocking happen on my phone, on any laptops or any devices using Wi-Fi. If we pop that out of there and take a look at this one, this is a different project. This is that Wordle server, but this can be any kind of web server, a little mobile web server, so you can connect directly to this, so you don't need a Wi-Fi access necessarily. Right now it's going through my local network, but you can also, if this is not connected to a network, it'll serve up something from the board itself. And you can see I add a little space in this one so that we can put in this big switch as well as a battery that's there. The board has charging, so if I plug that in, you'll see the little yellow LED light up there, and it's now charging that board. And this is a really great all-around board. You know, the ESP boards are the ones, the ESP chips rather, the ones that we can get a hold of now. So you'll see we're doing a lot of different ESP32 based projects and boards that Limor is designing. And this one's really terrific. It's kind of one of the most modern feathers that we have, since it has USB-C on it, which I love. It has a STEMMA QT port on it, so you can just plug a sensor or something into that. Just plug that right into the top there. And we've got the couple buttons on there, so you can use the, let's see if I can get this to go to the boot there. I can't remember if this one wants a double click. I think this one wants the boot and the reset. One of those. Nope, that's just reset it. But if you double click these, you can get to the reset, put CircuitPython on there, or if you're bootloading from Arduino, you can use that as well. On the back side, you see we've got the big ESP32-S2 package on there, as well as most of the rest of the charging circuit and passives and voltage regulator and so on. This can plug into a breadboard. This can have things plugged into it. It can go into a doubler, into a tripler. You can solder things directly to it. So you've also got mounting holes on there, so you can really use this like you use any feather, but the fact that you've got this great looking, sharp, colorful display on there allows you to get a lot of projects done really, really easily. Let's see, if we Let me jump back to a main view here. Put that one up in the corner there. Zoom down in on that. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we have sold out. So that is the double-edged sword of having this great pricing, is that they go quick. I think we are now officially out of stock. If you want to get one, of course, you're not going to get it at the half price, but you can sign up. There's a little out of stock on the webpage. You can fill out the little your email notify me. You'll find out when these come back. It being an ESP32 based board, we will be making lots and lots more of them. It is one of the chips, like I said, that we've got coming in. So you will see this one again. It's not going away anytime soon. Let's see, any questions over in the chat? Let me know. We got a couple of, if you take a look at the Discord there, we've got a couple of links to some of these cases. Yeah, Rufus says ESP hole, then I could reclaim my Pi 0W. Exactly. One of the reasons that Lamar wanted to do this ESP hole project was that we don't have Pi zeros and Pis in general. They're really hard to get. So if you're using a Pi for some basic ad blocking, this is not as sophisticated as Pi hole, but it works really well. It will block a ton of domains, and you can download a blacklist onto it to update. I think right now it says we're blocking or checking 7,061 domains. So yeah, use this. It's a great way to get ad blocking going on your devices, and then you can free up a Pi 0W that you had in a Pi hole project. Let's see. I think that's it. Yeah, we have a few people who got some, and they definitely went like hot cakes. If you are interested, there are other Feather ESP32-S2 boards that we have. Again, the status of stock will come and go, but in general, those are the chips that we're able to get. So thank you so much for stopping by. That's my product pick of the week. It is the Feather ESP32-S2 TFT. And I'll go ahead and put a hanger on there. And we'll put that up on the board. I say that like it's easy. There we go. Let's hang that up on the board here. And that is going to do it for another episode of JP's Product Pick of the Week. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. And don't forget, we have a bunch of shows coming up. There's going to be 3D Hangouts tomorrow morning. There's a show and tell that Liz and I will be co-hosting, as well as Ask an Engineer. And then I'll be back with a workshop show on Thursday, and I believe we have a deep dive with Tim on Friday. So if I missed anything, head on over to our Discord. It's adafruit.it/Discord, and you can type in showtimes or go to the live stream channels and check out what's coming up. All right, thanks, everyone. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.